The release of the Fallout TV series reignited debate in the community about how the Great War of 2077 started. After seeing that infamous boardroom meeting in Episode 8, many of us concluded that Vault-Tec was responsible for launching the nukes. But not so fast, because not everything is as it seems, and this rabbit hole goes much deeper than I could have imagined. In this video, we're going to explore why Vault-Tec was not responsible for dropping the bombs and starting the Great War of 2077. We're going to debunk some of the most widespread theories that Vault-Tec did it, including that infamous boardroom scene from the TV show, a particular bomb in Megaton, and much, much more. So buckle up, grab some iced coffee, and let's delve into Fallout lore. So let's just jump into one of the biggest reasons why people believe Vault-Tec started the Great War. Episode 8 of the Amazon Fallout show. During this episode, we see a flashback sequence of Cooper Howard spying on his wife Barb, who is a high-ranking employee of the Vault-Tec Corporation. Cooper listens in on a secret meeting between Vault-Tec and the heads of several major corporations from the pre-war era, including Robco, Westtech, Repcon, and Big Mountain. In this meeting, Barb and her colleague Bud pitched the idea of investing in the Vault experiments as a way to engineer the future of humanity. Each company would be provided with several vaults that they could use to conduct grand social experiments. When Mr. House raises concerns about the idea of investing tons of resources into the vaults, Barb counters by saying they could guarantee their usefulness by dropping the bombs themselves.
There's a lot of earning potential with the end of the world, but we're talking about making a significant investment based on a hypothetical. How can you guarantee results?
By dropping the bomb ourselves.
If we take this at face value, then we may conclude that Vault-Tec started the war in collaboration with these megacorporations. But if we dig a little bit deeper, this theory starts to fall apart. This video is sponsored by 1v1.lol, the fastest and most exciting battle royale experience with over 80 million players worldwide. You can play for free from anywhere on PC or mobile by clicking on my link in the description. I have been having an absolute blast playing this lately. The showdown matches are quick and fun. Plus, you don't need to go through a long tutorial because the mechanics are intuitive, so you can just dive right in. On top of that, 1v1 caters to players of all experience levels with adaptive difficulty through its ranking and matchmaking system. But my favorite part of the game are the different champions you can unlock. Each champion comes with their own unique abilities and playstyle. Quick is the starter champion whose dash ability can close the distance or get you out of danger. My personal favorite is Sky, whose leap ability allows you to rain down death from above. But lately I've been really enjoying playing with the vampire champion Fang, whose bat swarm ability makes you immune to damage, which is great for a quick escape. There are lots of exciting game modes to dive into, and 1v1 always stays fresh with new challenges and rewards rotating daily. The gameplay also features a rich building experience, but be careful because the environments are destructible as well. As you complete matches, you'll unlock shards to upgrade your weapons, armor, and champions. There are also lots of seasonal events where you can earn unique skins. From now until June 2nd, 1v1 is collaborating with big content creators like Slogo, Clicks, and Laserbeam to offer dope skins that you can earn by playing the game right now. Participate in the Legend Clash tournament by winning matches with these skins for a chance to win 2,000 gems. Click on the link in the description to download 1v1.lol and play for free today. Let's take a look at some of the major players in this meeting, starting with Barb Howard. Barb is a devoted mother who is passionate about her work because she wants to save her daughter from the horrors of an imminent nuclear war. So you would think if she was part of this plan to destroy the world, she would have prior knowledge of when the bombs would drop. And she would be damn sure to get her daughter into a vault before the bombs went off, right? But that's not what happened. When the nuclear bombs started dropping on Los Angeles, Barb's daughter was at a birthday party inside the blast radius of the nukes. Surely she wouldn't have let her daughter come to harm unless she wasn't responsible for launching the nukes after all. The same logic applies to Mr. House, who was at that infamous secret meeting in the Fallout TV show as well. House made numerous preparations before the war to protect New Vegas and himself from the threat of atomic war. One of these preparations was the creation of the Platinum Chip, which stored vital software upgrades for his Securitron robots, as well as the missile defense grid in Vegas. But the chip never arrived at his Lucky 38 casino because the bombs fell on America before it could be delivered. If House was in on the plot, don't you think he would have made sure the platinum chip arrived before the bombs fell? Not only did this make it more difficult for House to defend Vegas from the nukes, it also almost claimed his own life in the process.
Software glitches set off a cascade of system crashes. I had to take the Lucky 38's reactor offline, lest it melt down. For nearly 5 years, I battled power outages and more system crashes until I finally managed to reboot my data core with an older version of the OS. I spent the next few decades in a veritable coma, but I survived, obviously, and eventually thrived.
A more reasonable conclusion is that Vault-Tec and the megacorporations present at this secret meeting were not responsible for starting the war. As Tim Kaine, one of the original creators of Fallout, pointed out in his review of the show, just because Vault-Tec had plans to launch the nukes doesn't mean they actually were able to put those plans into motion.
Yes, Vault-Tec did talk about nuking first. If you've ever been in a company, they will have business plans that try to handle different contingencies. But I don't think they nuked first. I really don't think they did, because Barbara didn't strike me as a stupid woman. Would she have sent her daughter to a birthday party on the day Vault-Tec was going to nuke? I think they were planning on nuking. It was one of their strategies that they were thinking about, which is enough to go, wow, Vault-Tec is evil. But I don't think they nuked. I think they were a bit caught off guard too when nukes came in.
But the Vault-Tec meeting in the Fallout show is not the only piece of evidence cited by supporters of the Vault-Tec did it theory. The most popular compilation of evidence is a video created by Epic Nate 315 called Now We Know Vault-Tec Started It, which was impressively published nearly 4 years before the TV series. I like Epic Nate's videos, including this one, but there are some holes in the theory that we need to address. Much of the video discusses Vault-Tec's relationship with the Enclave, which had an interest in space travel. The core of the theory is that the Enclave wanted the data from Vault-Tec's experiments, and so triggered the nuclear war to accelerate data collection and aid their outer space travel and New World colonization efforts. One big piece of supporting evidence is the undetonated nuclear bomb at the center of Megaton in Fallout 3. And I'll just let the clip speak for itself.
Take a good, hard look at this thing. What's that? This bomb doesn't have a Chinese flag on it. No, it has a Vault-Tec insignia. What the hell? This wasn't fired by America's enemies in the war, it was dropped by Vault-Tec. Presumably. Admittedly, if Vault-Tec was dropping bombs all around the United States to cause a panic or create an apocalypse or whatever, I'd imagine they'd want to keep their identity a secret, so I don't get why they'd print their logos on the actual bombs. That just seems really dumb, but no matter, there you go.
Sounds pretty compelling, right? Vault-Tec masterminded a big false flag operation to drop bombs on the United States and trick the US government into thinking it was China. There's just one problem with this theory. That's not the Vault-Tec logo. If you inspect it closely, the logo on the bomb has 2 stripes on each side, but the Vault-Tec logo has 3. The logo is similar, but it's not the same. It's kind of ludicrous to think that Vault-Tec would create this nefarious plan to destroy the world, to accelerate their own research experiments, and then just plaster their own logo all over the bombs they were dropping. If anything, you'd think they'd want to conceal their involvement, lest they be discovered before they could carry out their plans. This comment I found on a Reddit post really cracked me up. Let's use our shadowy influence to start a global nuclear war, while also using our brand logo on the bombs too. Some Fallout fans really are the dumbest motherfuckers. So no, there is no evidence that Vault-Tec produced this bomb in Megaton, or any of the bombs that destroyed the world back in 2077. But if Vault-Tec didn't do it, then who did? Well, the answer is simple. China dropped the bombs and struck first, causing the United States to retaliate and leading to an all-out annihilation. During Fallout 2, a conversation with President Richardson outlines this timeline of events.
There was a great war, long before we were born. Our gallant soldiers fought from the Yukon to the Yangtze. We were winning, too. And then those damn Reds launched. We barely got our birds up.
In Fallout 4, while exploring the switchboard, we can discover terminal entries that identify nuclear submarines, planes, and missile launches targeting America. Response Scenario MXCN91 was a code phrase denoting an unprovoked nuclear strike by China. This code phrase is mentioned in terminal entries in Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 4. And we don't just have terminal entries to go off of either. We can actually meet an eyewitness/perpetrator in the form of General Zhao. In Fallout 4, we can discover the Yangtze submarine off the coast of Boston. Venturing inside, we can speak to the Chinese General Zhao, who led this vessel to Boston and launched nuclear missiles onto the city.
Have you been here for 200 years?
It has been that long? 是的, yes. I suppose it has. Long ago, just after the fire, Yangtze struck our mine. My Tianting barely made it here into harbor. City already in ruins by then.
To understand why China struck the US first, it's helpful to revisit the years leading up to the Great War of 2077. The world's resources were quickly drying up, with the two largest superpowers, the United States and China, getting into conflict to keep their empires afloat. This would eventually lead to an all-out war between the two countries before the nukes were ever dropped. In 2066, China invaded the United States, specifically Alaska, with the goal of seizing oil pipelines and reserves. The invasion was initially successful until the United States government developed T-45 power armor and deployed soldiers utilizing this armor to drive the Reds out of Alaska. But the US didn't stop at kicking China out of Alaska. They followed up their victory with an invasion of mainland China in 2074. This operation was dubbed the Yangtze campaign, and we see references to it in Fallout 2, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 4. But the ground campaign wasn't the only thing worrying the Reds. China was aware that Vault-Tec was developing the forced evolutionary virus in the late 2070s. This is the virus which turns humans into super mutants. And Tim Kaine cites China's discovery of FEV as one of the primary reasons they launched the nukes.
Also, we don't come across as good as the reason we got nuked is bio weapons were illegal, and somehow China found out we were doing FEV. And they're like, you have to stop it. And we went, okay. And all we did is move it. All we did is move it over
Earth-shattering,
to the
what you just said.
Really? Is that stuff people don't know?
Well, people actually debate over who shot first. Like a
they do?
solo thing.
Oh, well, then I don't know. Who knows? It was probably some rogue nation.
By 2077, China was in a desperate situation. They were losing ground to American forces in Nanjing and Shanghai. They also knew the Americans were developing a potent bioweapon in the form of the FEV virus. And so, in a last-ditch effort to avert imminent destruction, they launched a preemptive nuclear strike on the United States, which triggered a retaliation in kind from the American military, leading to a global nuclear catastrophe and societal collapse. While the idea that Vault-Tec started the Great War is indeed scintillating, Occam's razor and most of the evidence point to a more straightforward scenario. China launched the nukes that started the Great War, causing America to respond in kind. Unless Bethesda introduces more concrete evidence pointing the finger at Vault-Tec, for now I must conclude that no, Vault-Tec did not start the Great War. China did. So what do you think about this Fallout lore discussion? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe to Big Dan Gaming for more Fallout and RPG videos. Big shout out to all the channel members for supporting my content. Until next time, this has been Big Dan. I should go.